Well, this is sort of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a curator. It's not too often that a museum just decides to take down all the walls and revamp the interior of the museum.
That's pretty cool. It's good. I like it.
So it was an amazing opportunity to sort of re-envision the way the museum was laid out, the galleries were laid out, but also the ways in which the museum displayed work.
This building was built over 30 years ago, and technology has changed, so there were some updates that we needed to do to the physical building itself. Once we realized that we were going to have a more ambitious attempt at refreshing the building, it was a conversation with the curatorial team, the conservation team. Is what's on view what we want to be on view? And as we began to do some deep digging, we realized that we had amazing treasures that had never before been seen. So when people come to this museum now, what they'll see, the best loved of the permanent collection, works that have never been on view, promised gifts as well as new acquisitions. So it's an exciting moment for us to show our visitors the new Menil.
When I started thinking about the modern and contemporary collection, the hardest part is always deciding what to show. We have so many incredible works. So really the process of curating is about editing down. So I thought a lot about aspects of the collection that the de Menils collected that we have in great depth, and aspects of the collection that are extremely unique to us as an institution. For example, the beginning of the contemporary galleries are devoted to post-war European art. And this is an aspect of museum collections that really are not as well known in the United States. So that includes artists like Yves Klein, Niki de Saint-Phal. And that was really a way in for me to start thinking about aspects that we have in depth.
In my area, there were probably about 500 or so works that I had to select for the installation of the permanent collection galleries. Doing the work on those works, you discover so much more. Some of the works that we never ever have on display are works like the works on paper and these wonderful prints that the de Menils collected as part of their print collecting project. And so we have this wonderful collection of prints that really speak to the history of Africans and people of the African diaspora. And those will be rotating through as part of an ongoing change in the African galleries. There are sculptures and paintings that were part of the medieval collection and the Byzantine collection that rarely ever got on display because we didn't have the space for them in the gallery. And so now with the expanding scope of the medieval gallery, going all the way up to the early modern Europe and Near East, we can now include those in the galleries. And so we'll have a lot more work to rotate through and continual discoveries as we do the research on the permanent collection. I think that's a really wonderful part about this installation is that there are 17,000 plus objects in the permanent collection. And the curatorial staff really has the opportunity to kind of dive deep into these different areas of the permanent collection to really bring them into the gallery space and offer them to the Menil public.
Reimagining the entire presentation of how we're approaching art of the 20th and 21st century is really exciting for us. While we have some of our most loved and well-known works from Picasso to Calder, I'm also bringing out works that are certainly surprising, and in fact, in our 30-year history as an institution, they've never been shown, or works that just simply haven't been researched. And of those works, we were particularly excited to bring out the Frank Bowling. This is a work that was commissioned by the de Menils in the early 1970s.
When one walks into the museum now, the picture that confronts the viewer is a work that's titled Middle Passage. Middle Passage refers to the part of the world, Africa and the Americas in the Atlantic Ocean, which was that site of such a tragic journey for so many enslaved people as they left their homeland. And Frank Bowling addresses this head on, but in a painting that's overlaid with silk screens of images of his family and painted in fluorescent bright colors that refer to avant-garde European art being made at the time. So I can't imagine a better symbol of what the Menil is today. It shows us Africa, of which we have such a strong collection, the works of Europeans, and then here, this idea of commissioning works of art. There are rooms that are absolutely breathtaking. There are rooms I walk in and I feel my soul soar. And I hope that other people have those kinds of experiences. It's a chance to explore art, but in a way, what's always made the Menil so special is it's a chance to explore yourself.